Good afternoon, my name is Gary LeVar. Welcome to today's credit score seminar. Today what we're going to be talking about is a credit score. We've all heard those terms, whether it's on the TV or whether it was at work or maybe even some of your friends or family members talking about their credit score. We're going to discuss what a score actually is, how it's used in applying for loans such as car loans, mortgages, credit cards, and how important it is to know and understand how your score affects you personally and the difference between a good score and a not so good score. So as I was doing my research, preparing for this course, I gained a lot of knowledge. Things that I didn't quite understand, such as some of the things such as fraud or such as inquiries and other collections and tax liens that also affect your credit score. And these things are important to understand, so as we all go through life, we can understand how this works and how to protect our credit so that at some point in time we can afford that new home that we all would like to have before we retire, correct? So as we go through this, I'm going to get into some details that hopefully will hit home with each of you, and you'll have a better understanding of how to protect the score. So one of the things that a score is, it's a predictor. It's a predictor that creditors use. When I say creditors, I'm speaking about banks, credit card companies, credit unions. They use as a predictor. It's a predictor whether you'll have the ability to repay the loan and repay the loan on time. The score is made up of several things. It's made up of how many loans or credit cards you may have open, how much you owe on those loans or credit cards, and how well you've paid on those loans or credit cards since the inception of your credit. It also shows any things that hospital bills, tax liens that may be unpaid. Those attach to your credit and they have a negative effect. It's a predictor not only for creditors but for employers. You'll notice that some employees also pull their credit from time to time, depending on your job or your duties within that organization. They may require a credit report be pulled on you, and they want to ensure that the person that they're hiring takes care of their personal business accordingly also. When we talk about credit scores, what's a good range and what's a low range? The lowest range of a credit score is 300. The high range is 850. Like most things, the higher you are in that range, the better off you are. And when you have a good credit score, there's things or benefits or perks, if you will, that come along with that. It could be lower interest rates on a loan that you take out. It could be better terms. And it could be qualifying the loan altogether. The credit score is a tool that's used not only, again, by banks and maybe employers, but it's also used by insurance companies. Insurance companies over the last 10 years have adopted a credit score to decide the insured risk of the person that they're writing a policy for, whether it's a mortgage or auto. You'll notice now that the insurance carriers do pull your credit to ensure that the risk that they're underwriting is a good risk. One of the things that we hear a lot of today is fraud, credit fraud. It may have happened to many of you today in the audience. It certainly happened to me in my lifetime. Credit fraud is becoming more prevalent. It's important that you understand that it could impact you. One of the things that fraudsters look at is they focus on is people with good credit, because they realize people with good credit may have access to more funds. Therefore, they can use their fraud techniques to maybe utilize or tap into one of your credit cards or even your bank account. I would imagine each of you probably know someone that this has happened to, and maybe they've lost a few $100s or even a few $1,000. Fraud is becoming more prevalent in today's society, so it's certainly important that you understand how to protect yourself against that, which is protecting your Social Security number, protecting your PIN numbers when you're at gas stations, or just protecting your private and personal information. And the negative impact, most people that find out about fraud don't find out about it until after they've lost money. Once they've lost money, it sometimes is too late to indicate if they can stop it or not. In most cases, the crime has already happened and they've already lost this money. One of the last things I want to leave you with is how to get a hold of your credit bureau. There's 3 major credit bureaus that operate in America and really worldwide. It's Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Each of these credit bureaus will issue you one free credit bureau a year at no charge. So I would encourage you to reach out to one of those credit bureaus to at least every 12 months and request a copy of your credit bureau. And you can look at it and make sure that the accounts that you see on this credit report match what you truly have. And make sure that there's no negative inquiries or negative listings on your credit bureau, such as I mentioned earlier, which could be a $50 hospital bill that's unpaid, or it could be a tax lien that you were unaware of. That way you can go ahead and address it with that particular vendor and hopefully correct it. So therefore, when you go to buy that new home or you go to buy that new car, you're not surprised and you're able to qualify. Lastly, talk with your financial institution. If you still have questions after today's meeting, I would encourage you to contact your local banker or the financial institution that you're comfortable with. Most all of these have a clear understanding of credit, and they can help guide you if you have any questions or concerns about your credit. But lastly, again, I hope that you've gained a little bit of knowledge of what an actual credit score is and how it's made up, and this will help you going forward as you continue to build your credit and look for other things to purchase in the near future. Thank you for your time. Have a great day. Thank you.